The Nike Pegasus is one of the best-selling running shoes of all time for both men and women. Since 1983, when they came out, they have gone through many technological shifts and various designs, but they have been consistent with their durability and versatility. But in 2020, they really stepped up their game. Could these Pegasus be the best ever made? When I unboxed these, I had 3 concerns. So let's break them down first. The upper is a translucent mesh. It is actually all the information I could find regarding the materials. It is promoted to be lightweight, flexible, and breathable. It is actually a dual layer design. The Nike Pegasus line has been a dual layer design for the past few years. The last single layer design was actually on the 29s. When I unboxed these, they felt a lot similar to the first generation Pegasus Turbo, just the outer material. I never owned the second generation, just the first generation. I took out the Pegasus Turbo and they just feel the same, but on the Pegasus 37, the outer layer is actually a little bit thicker. It has the same feel all around the shoe, except in the toe box. It has more protection. One medium-sized non-reflective swoosh on the outside and a slightly smaller one on the inside complement the upper material. They have the same bevel or raised heel since it was introduced back on the Pegasus 35s, with a decent sized heel plate and non-reflective numbers in the back. The materials inside the collar is exactly the same as the Pegasus 36. I never got a blister and my socks never broke down. I expect the same with this year's model. The tongue is the same size as the Pegasus 36, but it is a little bit more padded. I never got skin irritation with no-show socks, and I don't think it'll change even with a little bit more padding. The laces are the same as prior years, which is a good thing because they are easy to tie and they never came undone, at least in my experience. Here's my first major concern. When I unboxed these, my eyes went directly to the place where flywire should be. This is the flywire on the Pegasus 36. It was replaced by what they call a fit band. I have no clue how it works, but it is designed to lock down your foot, just like flywire, but is it really better? One thing that drives me crazy about shoes is when the laces get twisted. The loops on the fit band are just too big, and I just know the laces will get twisted. The laces on my Vaporfly, look at my Vaporfly laces, how twisted they are. And also on the Zoomfly, they always get twisted. I have to adjust them every time I put them on, and it just looks terrible. It seems petty, and I do care more about performance. I guess it's just a personal thing. Flat laces should stay flat. They should have put round laces on the Pegasus 37, or the taller laces that they offer in Nike ID, or I don't know, meet in the middle with oval laces, which is between flat laces and round laces. I hope I am wrong about all this. We shall see. Now let's move down to the midsole. This is the most exciting part and the biggest upgrade that could make the Pegasus 37 the best version of all time. Nike has introduced Nike React Foam on the Pegasus 37. It is an upgrade to the previous material. Nike React Foam is truly amazing. It is lightweight, flexible, soft. It's just a better all-around material than the previous one. Sure, the Zoom X foam in the Turbo and Vaporfly is top-notch and it's better, and too expensive, but it is not as durable as React Foam. I have loved the midsole and the Pegasus all these years, but as soon as you tried them on, it would show creasing. Just like this. This is the Pegasus 36 midsole. As soon as you tried them on, it would show all those lines. Like I said, I'm all about performance, but it still looks bad. React Foam and the laser cuts they've made on these will prevent that. This midsole looks amazing. It is sleek, it looks fast, aerodynamic, giving the Pegasus 37 a very aggressive style. The Pegasus 35 and the 36 had full-length zoom. I am sort of flat-footed, so the full-length zoom that they had worked flawlessly for me. I hate to see it go because on those 2 shoes, the 35 and 36, helped me train for some of the toughest physical challenges of my life to date. This version only has Zoom Air in the forefoot, but they claim it is twice as large as the previous Zoom unit. What does this mean? Speed. I can't wait to try these out. The outsole remains virtually similar to the previous models. It still has the same waffle design and 9 flexible rubber units that provide excellent traction on every surface. Trust me when I say this. This outsole is one of the best in any shoes out there. Like I said, it's the same outsole as previous models. Look at the one on the 31s. These are the Pegasus 31. The outsole still looks amazing. And I've put it through hell. I'm pretty sure these are gonna last you a long time depending where you train and how you train. Now that we got the specs out of the way, let me tell you why this is going to be an ultimate performance test. I'm gonna put the Pegasus 37 through vigorous training, vigorous test. I'm not gonna go out there and just run once or twice for a few miles and let you know how they are, if they're gonna work or not for you. But for me, like I said, this is just a personal experience. I'm gonna push myself and I'm gonna push the shoes through, like I said, vigorous test in different terrains, because I live in Texas. You might live somewhere else in another state where the concrete, the sidewalks, the terrain is different, also the weather. And I just want to show you what the shoes can handle. I'm going to test breathability, flexibility, comfort, foot fatigue, all this while wearing various socks, because there's casual socks, running socks. I'm going to wear them all to see if they ride down, give me any blisters, like I said, any foot pain. I'm not going to take them off for a full 2 weeks. Work, casual wear, all workouts. Then I'll come back and let you know how they are. I'm also going to tell you if they give me any shin splints or any cramps while wearing these shoes. All my training consists of like stairs, jumping. I'm gonna run on trails. I'm gonna run a few 5Ks as fast as I can. I'll post my best time. I'm gonna run a bunch of sprints. Look, I'm not a pro, I'm not a poser. I'm just a guy trying to stay in shape. I'm not skinny, as you can tell. I don't have good technique. I just go out there and work, really. So bear with me. I don't know what you're gonna be using these shoes for. We all have different goals. We all have a different style. We all have different requirements and needs. But one last thing before I go. Will the Pegasus 37 be my main training shoe or my main shoe for the 2020 Dallas Full Marathon? I signed up for a third one. New materials, Big Zoom Air, React Foam, my first white shoe ever. I don't know why I chose this color, but I'm gonna get them pretty dirty. And you can see all the scuffs and marks that I do with all the training. It's gonna be 100 degrees here in Texas pretty soon, probably in the next few days. But I'm ready. I'm ready for this Texas heat. So this is the ultimate performance test for the Nike Pegasus 37. Let's go. That was the ultimate performance test for the Nike Pegasus 37. I hope you enjoyed the montage. It took about 2.5 weeks to film, a lot of training, a lot of running. So what I'm about to tell you comes from a personal experience. As you can see, I'm not that thin, I don't have good form, I pronate a little bit, I'm also a little bit flat-footed. And also, at the beginning of the videos, I usually break down the materials from top to bottom. And after I do the performance test, I break them down from the bottom up. So let's start with the outsole. The outsole on the Pegasus 37 is absolutely perfect. Outstanding multi-surface traction. I don't know what else to say about the outsole. One of the best in the game. Now let's talk about the midsole. The Pegasus now have React foam and a big zoom air unit in the forefoot. I put the Pegasus 36 for comparison reasons on the left and the Pegasus 37 on the right, and I could immediately feel the difference. The Pegasus 37 felt a lot softer, and I could actually feel the zoom air unit in the forefoot. They were very noticeable. Now, also the creasing is not as bad on the Pegasus 37. I guess it's thanks to all these laser cuts that they made on the midsole. Now, let me tell you something. I have the Zoom Fly. These have React foam and a carbon fiber plate. Personal preference, I actually prefer what they did with the Pegasus 37. It was just perfect for me. The faster I went, the better they felt. I said in the beginning that I think that these were gonna be built for speed, and I was not wrong. The faster I went, the better they felt. I ran a bunch of 5Ks and I ran a 10K this morning just to confirm that this was amazing. The midsole was amazing, and I was right. Now let's move up to the upper materials. Let's start off with the shoelaces. At the beginning of the video, one of my concerns that these shoelaces were gonna twist a lot due to the large loopholes on the fit band, and I was not wrong. The shoelaces did twist a lot because of the large loopholes on the fit band, but I had to get over it because it is a performance test, not a looks test. It's just one of my pet peeves, and I just have to live with it. Now let's talk about the fit band. I just don't get the fit band yet. We're getting to know each other. I don't know if it's better than the Flywire as of yet. I had to untie my shoes mid-run or mid-workout because I had tied them on too tight, and that's actually never happened with any of the Pegasus. It's probably part my fault. I did feel my foot secure, which is a good thing, but I'll get to that later. Now let's move up to the upper mesh. All right, the upper translucent mesh. I'm not entirely sold on this material. Like I said, the Pegasus 37 and I are still getting to know each other, but yeah, don't let the tears say anything. I was really hard on them, which is fine. I tear my shoes all the time because of the way I train, and this is an ultimate performance test, and I wanted to see what the Pegasus 37 upper mesh material can handle, and they handle a lot, as you could tell. I tested them on everything. Now, the upper translucent mesh, or whatever they want to call it, is not as breathable as the previous versions. The outer layer, I just don't like it that much. Yeah, the shoe conforms to your foot, but at the same time it doesn't. I could actually feel the materials move with my foot, which has never happened before with the Pegasus. Look, here are the Pegasus 33. Here are the 34, 35, and 36. If they had just stuck with this material on the upper, this shoe would have been absolutely perfect. I've never criticized the Pegasus so much as I have with these. And you know what? I spend my hard-earned money because of the experience I've had with the Pegasus, with the history. They've never failed me. And I had the complaints about the upper mesh, the fit band, and the shoelaces twisting and all that. But you know what? Forget all that. I love these shoes. The Pegasus 37 are amazing for me. They perform really, really well. You actually caught me at a good time and a bad time. So about 8 weeks ago, March 28th, I ran my second full marathon. And after that, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a nice little break because getting ready for a full marathon is really time consuming. And I was just tired of it. And I hit really bad. And I took a break for like 5 weeks, you know, during this whole pandemic thing. I didn't want to go out. And when I found out that these were gonna come out, I said, man, I gotta get in shape. So when these came in, I was not in good shape. And this was actually the hardest performance test I've ever done. It's like I had to start all over. And I said, wait a minute, this is probably a good thing, because I don't know if you're a beginner, if you're just thinking about starting to walk or run or train. Personally, I think that these are going to help you out. But everything I've said, everything I've done just comes from personal experiences, a personal experience. We all have different needs. We all require a different fit, a different feel, and we all train in different areas, different surfaces, different cities, weather, whatever. But for me, I hope I provided enough footage to show you that what these can handle. And you know what? I feel great in these shoes. These are gonna be in my rotation for my training for the 2020 Dallas Full Marathon. It's gonna be my third and probably last. And yes, I'm gonna train with these a lot. The more I try them on, the more I wear them, the more I run on them, the more I like them. And you know what? My hard-earned money was well spent. This video has gone on too long. I've taken enough of your time. I hope I provided enough information about the shoes, and I hope I showed enough proof of what the Pegasus 37 can handle. And if you have any questions, you know how to contact me. I answer every question. But for now, this was the ultimate performance test for the Nike Pegasus 37. Thank you very much for watching. Steve Zilla out.